Alright guys, here is the final game that I played with my dad in the session we played about a week ago. Using the Wolverine for this one. I went out with the A20. We ended up on Paris. Paris is kind of a garbage map for light tanks, but I had a really good game with this vehicle. This tank's DPM is actually not phenomenal, but it just shoots so fast that you can kind of swarm people, and that's what I ended up doing in this game, and you'll see how I made things work. So I'm not going to really go over anything in detail in this game because Paris is one of those maps where I feel like you're not going to learn a lot from me like explaining the map, right? Like I feel like Paris is very easy to understand. You have a wide open field in the north. There's a couple of places you can go to this corner. You can poke up in this bush to try and spot, or you go to the mid, you poke these little streets like on the sides of the buildings and try and spot that way. And then if you're a heavy, you go to the south. Like there's really nothing else to do on this map. You can see what I'm doing here to get shots at the AEC. I eventually switch over to the APs here, and I just unload like half of my APs in this bush, trying to see like if this guy's going to poke up or if I'm going to be able to, you know, blind fire this dude. So I just continuously take shots here. Eventually I stop, but I took like a million shots at this bush line because I don't want this guy poking up, right? And I can kind of get the advantage on this guy by doing something like that, and you can see how quick this gun shoots, right? We're on 2 times, but still, man. And then I poke up again. There he is again. I'm still trying to get shots into this guy. I'll go to my view so you can see this, but this is what I was doing for like the longest time, man. Because again, Paris is like this, guys. There's nothing else to do on Paris. And you can even see this SU-100Y. Why are all 3 light tanks in the same area? FFS shitty spotting, guys. And I'm like, it's Paris. People that want you to spot on this map, like have to, they just don't understand. They don't understand how the map works. You have to use your gun on Paris, guys. Towards the end of the game, yes, you might be able to kind of spot. But again, look, I can't spot this guy until I'm spotted myself. He hits me here, and now he appears. But, like, unless you have CVS, like I'm telling you, you can't really do anything on this map. That's the way Paris works. It's a brawling map. We've lost it already. Like, we've already lost the brawling zone. And, you know, that's the excuse for crappy teammates with like 3 question marks. I'm like, you don't spot on Paris, bro. Like, I don't want to be rude to people, man. It's like, this is a lot of tank destroyers will do this. And I had a video recently, I actually just posted it today. In the T-54 lightweight, you guys saw this video on Malinovka, and I was, even in that video, I was like questioning whether I wanted to post it because I felt like I was being kind of rude and obnoxious. But this is the way people are, man. Like a lot of tank destroyers, I'm not even saying a majority, but there's a lot of players that play tank destroyers that are just constantly like, noob light tank, a noob. Like, you have to ignore these people, but I can't emphasize this enough, guys. Like, there are certain maps where people think that light tanks can still spot, like Paris, I don't know, Pilsen maybe, Abbey. Like, yes, you can kind of spot on these maps, but they're brawling maps. You need the team to advance first. You're not really supposed to go out there and just do all this active scouting. It doesn't work that way, man. You know, you're going to throw away your HP and you're going to throw away your tank. So I want you guys, like, if you're one of those tank destroyer players, please don't be like that, for one. But two, just understand that some maps, they don't really require spotting. They require armor and brawling, and they require the team to push, right? Like, this Jackson wasn't lit until the VK got way up here. Both these light tanks are now pushing into this, and now they're going to be in trouble because, honestly, this angle is not that great. If people are sitting back here, it's not an angle that I would want to be at, right? So, again, it's just, these are all just examples of showing you guys this, but, like, even on these maps like Abbey and stuff, people want you to spot, and I'm like, what would you like me to spot, man? On Abbey, like, yeah, you might be able to spot that east corridor, you can kind of do it, but the game needs to progress via brawling, right? So I hope that makes sense, and I hope I'm not just babbling on for like 3 minutes and it's annoying you guys, but some people don't understand this that play this game. I know a lot of you guys watch me for light tank stuff, and a lot of you guys agree, but I have to say these things, right? And now these guys got flanked basically by the MT-25. and they get cleaned up off the map because they were too aggressive, right? So this is why I play so carefully. I still have a good amount of my HP. I'm going to try and put blind shots into the A20. He likely pulled back immediately, but I'm going to do it anyway. And now we have to go use our gun to defend the base and help these guys out. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to push up here, and when I see that the IKV and the T-34 and all here, I want to actually put myself where my dad is. That's the best angle that I think I can take. I mean, yes, I could try and go right here, but I feel like with the A20 here and the Jackson, I don't want these guys to come around. The Panzer and Stug might spot them, but I'm trying to put myself as far back as possible. I'm able to clean up the KV-1 there, and now we can try and pick at this Pollock. Yeah, it's going to be kind of difficult because the A20 doesn't have great pen either, and this Pollock is a tier 6 heavy, I believe, and it's just like, it's tough, man. Like, you even hit the cap and it's a ricochet, you know? Like, with these types of vehicles that have the low pen and the really low caliber guns, it's tricky, man. It's tricky and it's challenging to pen these guys frontally. And again, not complaining about that, it's just the way the game is, man. A tier 5 light tank shouldn't be able to pen a tier 6 heavy tank frontally easily, right? It really shouldn't be the case. And now we have the Skoda that's poking here. I'm going to clean up the Skoda, and then immediately before the T-34-85 adjusts, I'm going to go after this guy. I can see he's already trying to adjust, but he turns his turret the wrong way. So now I can take advantage of this. And this guy is just not turning his turret fast enough, and we can get behind him here, clean him up, and now there's Artie, guys, and the A20 and Jackson might be pushing from this area. So what I'm going to do, and sure enough, there's the Jackson, I'm going to put the Pollux carcass, whatever you want to call this, in front of me. I'm going to put the dead tank in front of me, and then I'm going to back up because I know Artie is now targeting me. And this is all just running through my head. Okay, I'm sitting here now. Let me wait a couple seconds so I go dark. But now Artie's going to target me, so now I have to back up. But I don't want to turn around completely because if I turn around, then the Jackson will have shots at me. So let me just back up like this. Hopefully I go dark and the Jackson doesn't have the V range, and then I can turn around. You see all these little things I do? All these little things add up, guys, to make you a really good player. Now, I get spotted here. I get spotted here. I'm sorry, I get spotted right here. I already gave it away for you guys. I'm spotted here. Where's the A20? It's got to be the A20, right? We know where the Jackson is. Where's the A20, guys? He's sitting right here. This is just 2 + 2 = 4, right? I mean, it's very unlikely that he's here or like in here, right? Like, he just wouldn't make this play. So I'm already shooting at this bush because I know, I'm like 99% certain he's sitting right here. And there he is, right? And again, 2 + 2 = 4. And that's what I'm doing on Paris right now, guys. Just a lot of 2 + 2 = 4. We're able to kind of get the jump on that guy, even though he spotted me first, right? But I still outplayed him, even though I spotted him first. Or he spotted me first. So Jackson is now poking this corner. I can get around to the... I'm thinking about going up this way, and then I changed my mind, almost flipped the tank over. But now I can come around the back of the Jackson, and I can tell that this guy is not paying attention super well. He's trying to focus like the Panzer and stuff, and I'm just going to YOLO this guy because I know that the Jackson and all the American tank destroyers have really slow turning turrets, right? And you can see that this guy does make the right play in trying to turn his entire hull, but I'm able to just back around him there and clean him up. We're at 1135 damage, 187 assist, and now we still have 2 Arties to go, right? So we're going to go after the Arties now. Go like this, around this corner, and I'm going to poke this bush, and I'm going to see if I can maybe spot them from this corner, because I'm kind of safe at this corner, right? So now it's just a matter of, I think I, at this point, just auto-aim and hold down the left mouse button, which I rarely do. I like to always click it, but I just hold it down here. We clean that guy up, and then the same thing with the Gorilla. Gorilla appears. The Stug, man. Good play on the Stug to like YOLO in because he spotted the Gorilla, and now I could just sit here and just do this. You're just holding both mouse buttons basically, or you right click and then you're holding the left mouse button, and that's the game, guys. 4 kills, 1657 damage, but I think it was even more in the end plates. We'll see. And that's how I made it work, right? I know it's a lot to absorb. I talk kind of quick, but I want to try and get as much in to the video in a shortest amount of time, in the shortest amount of time as I can, right? It's like trying to cram everything in so that you guys can watch the video. It doesn't take a lot of time out of your day and you're learning a lot from it, right? That's what I try to do in these videos, is give you as much information as I can in the littlest amount of time as I can, and hopefully that helps you out on Paris. But again, you saw all the plays we made here. I just grabbed an angle with my dad to clean these guys up. Then we were able to flank the T-34. The Skoda kind of he didn't make a dumb play or anything. It's just Skoda made a play that his timing was really bad because I was poking this right at the same moment, and we were able to clean him up with one shot. He was just a one shot, which was perfect. And then we flanked the T-34, and then I put my tank in front of the Pollock. Because now I'm thinking the Jackson is probably, or the A20 are probably coming through like this because they see that the team is here, right? So they might be doing something like this. Sure enough, the Jackson is on this corner. I put the Pollock in front of me. Jackson doesn't have a shot, but there's two Arties in the back that now have shots. So I'm going to pull back. I'm going to wait there a couple seconds and then pull back so the Artie fires where I was. And then when I'm dark, I turn around and I leave. Because if I turned around before that, then the Jackson would have had a shot. So just tons of information, right, that I'm giving you guys, but these are little things that are going to make you a better player. And then we come around this building, right? I'm spotted right here, like right after this where this M41 currently is. And what do you think? Well, A20 has to be here, or he's like somewhere here, right? He's somewhere close, but my prediction is he's here because that's probably something I would be doing. And we get the jump on him even though he spotted me first, right? It's like I just knew immediately where this guy was. And it's just 2 + 2 = 4, and then we come around here. Jackson is busy targeting people over here. I'm able to flank the Jackson. I conserve my HP well, and I'm able to take a shot from the Jackson and even 25 ramming damage to be able to run a circle around him. We clean him up, and then it's just a matter of going after the Arties, guys. And the Stug conserved his HP. I'm not sure what he was doing. He was sitting in the back and never got hit, right? So he's playing the Tank Destroyer role well, and then he uses his HP, conserves his HP well, and then uses it to go after the Artie, and I'm on this corner, and I can just right-click, left-click these guys all day long, and that's the game. So there's a summary. I hope it helps you guys out. Let's take a look at the emplates. Any questions you have, feel free to let me know. I'm not an expert on Paris by any means. I'm not a fan of this map, but we did make it work for this particular game. This was a mastery for me. Here's the end score. My dad had 1,500 damage, 630 experience. He had a kill. I had 1,761 damage, 4 kills, 922 experience. And here's those 2 badges we got, guys. I think one is for the Artie and whatnot. And lost 45k because you have to shoot gold in this tank. I'm running it with the improved vents. This is, yeah, low noise exhaust optics, but this is it's bounty vents, right? Not the bond vents. It's bounty vents, which I think is 7.5%. And that's how I run it, guys. I do actually have Brothers in Arms on this vehicle. We're working on concealment. And then I have Snapshot, Smooth Ride, Recon, Situational Awareness. And that's it, guys. I don't think I have anything more to say about this game. Again, Paris is one of those maps where I'm giving you guys a lot of information, right? But it's not really information about the map. It's information on the plays that I'm making, right? Because I told you guys at the beginning, Paris is not a map that you can really overview. Like, it just doesn't, there's nothing to do on Paris as a light tank except use your gun and basically play as a medium or a tank destroyer from the start. Then when you need to, at the end of the game, shout out to our Su-100Y who's, you know, complaining that light tanks aren't spotting. I stayed alive and now I use my mobility, right? It's my mobility that paid off at the end there because we're able to swarm the Jackson. We're able to counter the A20. So you just have to use what your tank has, right? And that's what I did. What are you spotting on Paris, man? You don't need to spot anything, guys. You know, I'm not saying you never spot, but to a certain extent, you don't need to spot. Don't confuse my words. I'm not saying never spot. Like, if there's someone sitting in the bushes in the end of the game, like, yeah, you're going to have to go spot the guy. But I'm saying, like, this isn't a map where you go to, like, a passive scouting location and just sit, like, on Prokhorovka or something. It just doesn't work like that, man. So I'll just leave it at that. I feel bad, man, when I'm constantly, like, insulting other tank destroyer players or something like that probably just don't know. They don't know any better, and they think that's what light tanks are supposed to do. I feel bad for them, but like, I feel bad that they don't know, but I also feel bad for making fun of them. I really do, guys. Like, I'm just one of those people, like, I want to be nice and kind to everybody, but after years of dealing with these players, you get to a point where you're like, you just get so annoyed, right? But anyway, that's the game, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.